I debated for a long time if I was gonna make a joke at the very beginning of this where I make the entire review like half the length and I was gonna make it only like 360p and then upload that and be like, well, I did about as good as the episode did. But if I make a joke about the episode being half finished, that would mean that the episode was half finished, but it didn't even feel like they finished half of this episode. So if you guys haven't watched the episode yet, or you just don't know what actually just happened, apparently they just didn't actually finish the episode. I don't know if they just didn't care, or if they were like, well, episodes 7 and 8 are so much more important than this episode, they were just not gonna actually finish the episode, and we're just gonna kick it out the door as it is right now. I think something similar happened as well to episode 13, which was the fight against Holy Mummy or whatever, at the very end of season 1, where there were actually 2 versions of that episode, where I think they just had one version they finished like a few hours before the episode was going to air, and they shipped it out to Abema, for example, and then like a few minutes maybe before the episode was actually going to air, they actually finished the episode, then sent the finished version out. But Abeba, for example, then I guess didn't receive it in time, or maybe they just didn't know which version was which, and they just aired the unfinished version. So you can find on the internet the unfinished version of episode 13, which looks absolutely horrible and has many missing scenes. It has repeated still images while characters are talking, very much like what happened in this episode. So I assume the very same thing happened this episode, where they just didn't finish the episode in time this time though. So there's probably not even a finished version out there. There's just this, the unfinished version, and they just didn't care. A lot of people say, oh, what is it, budget? I don't think it's budget as much as it is mismanagement. I think that they have like a certain amount of time left in their schedules to finish season episodes 6, 7, and 8. Like 6 just aired, but like a week ago, they saw the amount of time they had, and they said, you know what, we're going to focus maybe on episode 7, maybe on episode 8, whatever they're going to focus on, and we still have to do episode 6. We're just not gonna spend that much time on episode 6. Maybe there was issues on the staff. Something you need to know about modern Shaft. The modern version of Shaft is very different from the one that like made Madoka Magica. The modern version is very much like they're just, I don't know exactly what's going on, but they have a lot of people that are coming and going all the time, which is not a good sign when all the time you have to hire new people, and then really experienced staff that have been with the company for years, they just leave and go somewhere else. I don't think there's any other company in the anime business as big as Shaft that has so many people come and go all the time. So it's absolute management nightmare over there in Shaft. We don't know exactly why so many people are leaving, but probably the management over there is god awful and terrible. So then you have, I guess, episodes like this coming out that aren't done, that aren't finished, where there's cuts missing, there's scenes missing, they're repeating the same stuff over and over on screen because nothing is happening. Characters are talking sometimes and you don't see what they're actually talking about, and I don't just mean that's like one scene where 2 characters are talking and it seems like you're not supposed to hear them, but then there's a scene after that where it very much feels like you're supposed to actually hear what the characters are saying, but you don't hear anything. I think the episode probably also was given to translators really late as well, because I think there were also 2 lines where a character says something on screen and it's not in the subtitles, and it's like the Funimation subtitles, so like supposedly the official ones. So I assume even Funimation got the episode really, really late because it was just not finished, like even an hour before it was gonna air, and like the people had to like translate it really, really fast to get it out as well. So damn Shaft, what are you doing? I hope that at least that they really did spend more time now on episode 7 and 8. We're not gonna have shit like this happening for episode 7 and 8 now, because 7 and 8 are probably gonna have a lot of fighting going on. We're gonna have a lot of character moments, hopefully really important character moments for Tsuruno, for Mami, for the Holy Quintet, for everyone else who's involved in here. Like, this is what this season has been leading up to, right? We're at the climax of this season, where hopefully some really important stuff is gonna happen, and if this really important stuff is gonna look like this, we're gonna be in trouble. Everything so far has been really good. It feels like they had a lot of time, like half a year to a year. I don't know when they started working on this, but whenever they started working on this, they had a lot of time, like the first 4 or so episodes. And I said in episode 5, they were already dropping the ball quite a bit, and now they're dropping the ball even harder. So it seems like the time they have given themselves has just run out, and now they're just trying to kick stuff through the door. However, probably on the Blu-ray release, they're probably gonna fix it for Blu-ray. So whenever the Blu-ray comes out, they're probably just gonna say like, hey, on the Blu-ray, we're gonna give ourselves a little bit more time to actually make this stuff work. Like if you look at the Blu-ray for Magia Records Season 1, there were quite a few scenes here and there that actually looked a lot more finished afterwards. That said, they did still finish most of Season 1. There hasn't been an episode in Season 1 that was as unfinished as this, and I think I can say at this point with quite a good amount of confidence that this is easily the worst Magia Record episode so far, not just of Season 2, but of Season 1 and all of everything. Probably even of all the future episodes as well. I don't know how they can make an episode that was worse than this. And if I had to give every single episode a rating in Season 2, I think episode 1 to 4 was like a 5 out of 5 in my opinion, at least compared to all the other Magia Record episodes from Season 1. And then like the last one maybe like a 4 out of 5, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. This was like a 1.7 out of 5 maybe, if I'm charitable. Like what the actual fuck, dude. So what actually happened in this episode? Not much. There's just characters, once again, repeating a bunch of information. And I mean, there are some places where it feels like a lot more should actually happen than actually happened. And once again, I don't mean like action scenes, but I mean like characters doing important character moment stuff. Like we had the character moment of Mifuyu trying to oppose the Magias, but it's really hard to actually get that through to the viewer if it just looks this terrible and has missing scenes, and like Nemu at the end does something and we don't even know what she does because it just cuts away. We hear audio in the background and then it cuts back and Mifuyu is coming completely different. I mean, we can assume that maybe she like sent Mifuyu through the floor or something, but we just don't know. It's just really hard to actually figure out what's going on. That like makes all of these scenes so much weaker. Like, this was supposed to be a really important scene for Mifuyu, and I don't care that much about Mifuyu. Mifuyu is like one of my least favorite characters out there, but this was supposed to be a really important scene for Mifuyu, and you don't actually get anything from this scene because you're just too you're just too preoccupied with looking at how terrible it looks. So hopefully they're gonna clean that up for the next few episodes. Hopefully they're gonna clean it up for the final season as well. Hopefully we're never gonna get something as terrible as this. But at least the silver lining is that, hey, maybe someday on the Blu-ray it's gonna be fixed if people wanna, like, watch it some point on the Blu-ray instead. Like, whatever. I don't have much else to say about the episode itself. Because like I said, it's really hard to talk about anything that's going on. Because everything was kind of... It was hard to follow. It was hard to follow, not because it was chaotic, but because you just didn't know what the showrunners actually wanted to tell you, because it was just not there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this, guys. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.